Welcome to your AI deep dive.
This time we're going to unpack just how crazy-fi fast this tech is growing and what it means for, well, you.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into a keynote by this AI expert, Aragorn, from FMCamp 2024.
Okay.
The guy paints a pretty mind-blowing picture of the future, and he uses some seriously cool analogies to do it.
So, right off the bat, he kind of throws out this idea that we're living in this time of accelerating returns when it comes to technology.
Okay.
And it's not even just that things are changing fast, right?
Right.
It's that the speed of change itself is, increasing, you know?
Right. It's like we're on this roller coaster that keeps getting faster and steeper.
Exactly.
And Aragorn pointed out that almost everything we rely on today, our smartphones, the internet, even electric cars, all this stuff, invented in the last 200 years.
Really puts it in perspective.
It's crazy. That's a blink of an eye in the grand scheme of, human history.
Yeah, he had this analogy about lilies in a pond. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So imagine a pond, right? And the number of lilies doubles every single day. For a while, you wouldn't even really notice, right? It wouldn't seem like much is happening at all. But then, boom!
Right.
Practically overnight, the whole pond is just covered.
Wow.
And his whole point is, we are at that boom moment right now with technology, especially AI.
Okay, so that lily pond thing, how does that apply to us in the real world?
Well, for most of human history, right, tech progress was slow.
Right.
It took centuries for new inventions to actually impact daily life,
Right, yeah.
But in the last few decades, overdrive. Things that felt like science fiction just a few years ago are totally normal now.
Totally.
And the big thing driving this acceleration is computational power.
Yeah, I remember Aragorn kept throwing out these crazy numbers, how many trillions of calculations computers can do per second now.
It's wild.
Honestly, what does that even mean for those of us who aren't, tech wizards?
It means AI can solve problems that used to be impossible, even with all the data in the world. It's like having a billion chefs all working at once to create the perfect recipe,
Yeah.
This power is what lets AI analyze these massive data sets, see patterns, make predictions, and it's incredibly accurate.
So more power equals smarter AI.
Mm.
But I also remember Aragorn talking about the importance of data, like AI needs to be fed information to learn. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. He had this great analogy. Training an AI is like raising a kid.
Okay.
A child learns from seeing the world, sounds, experiences, all that. AI models need massive amounts of data to train their algorithms, right?
Right.
More data, better understanding, better predictions.
And we are creating data like crazy now, right?
It's unbelievable. Aragorn mentioned that back in 2001, we created more data in a single year than in all of human history up to that point.
Yeah.
And that amount has been doubling every year since. Every year.
It's wild to think about all the photos, videos, emails. It's like a gold mine for AI.
Totally.
Okay, so we've got all this raw power, mountains of data. How is this actually showing up in how AI is evolving? Aragorn walked us through some major milestones, starting with Deep Blue beating chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov.
Right.
Back in '97, I remember thinking that was huge E at the time.
Yeah.
But Aragorn actually made it feel like just the first baby step.
Yeah, Kasparov's defeat was like a watershed moment.
Okay.
It proved that AI could beat humans in something that for so long was considered like the thing for human intellect.
Yeah.
But as Aragorn pointed out, Deep Blue was a brute force machine, really.
Okay.
It won by crunching through millions of possible moves per second, not by thinking creatively like a human, right?
Right. Then you've got AlphaGo beating Go champion Lee Sedol in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
And what was crazy wasn't just that AlphaGo won, it was how it won.
Right.
Aragorn was describing some of its moves as almost poetic. Like even the Go masters couldn't predict that stuff.
Exactly. That's what made AlphaGo so significant, right? And it wasn't just calculating, it was strategizing, adapting.
Wow.
It even learned to outmaneuver its opponent in ways that nobody expected.
Yeah.
It showed that AI could be so much more than a number-crunching machine.
Okay.
It was showing this intuition, this creativity almost.
Okay, so from chess to Go, AI is clearly on a roll, but then ChatGPT.
Right.
That feels like it's gone from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, ChatGPT is a perfect example of how fast this stuff can go mainstream.
It's crazy.
Aragorn actually shared that it got 100 million users in just 2 months.
Wow.
Faster than any technology in history.
Really?
Yeah, and remember, that was just the beginning. Now there's a flood of these AI chatbots, and each one is more advanced than the last.
That's a lot, honestly.
Right.
Where does it even go from here? What really blew my mind was when Aragorn was talking about using AI to talk to animals.
Yeah.
Talking elephants, that's some next-level stuff.
I know, right? Sounds like pure science fiction.
Yeah.
But Aragorn was saying it's closer to realities than we think.
Right.
He talked about this research in Kenya where they're using AI to decode elephant communication. They're even making responses?
Get out of here.
If they can do it with elephants, think about what's possible with other animals.
So we might be on the verge of actually understanding what animals are saying. That would be insane. But it can't be as simple as translating animal sounds into English, right?
Yeah, no. Aragorn made a really interesting point about the challenges of truly communicating with another species.
Okay.
He said even if you can translate their sounds, there's this whole layer of cultural context and understanding that's missing, you know?
Yeah, it's like when you travel to another country.
Exactly.
Even if you know the language, you might not get their humor or customs right away.
Right. So AI could be the key to talking to animals.
Okay.
But real understanding goes way beyond just words.
Right.
It's about empathy, perspective, appreciating another being's experience.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think about all the ways AI is changing what's even possible, you know?
Yeah.
But Aragorn also talked about some big advancements that are happening right now, stuff that's changing things in real time. Like, remember that video translation tech he demoed? Real-time translation with perfect lip syncing.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
He thought it would take years to get that working, but then Samsung just launched it like 6 months later.
Yeah, it's like we're constantly underestimating how fast this is all happening.
It's crazy. It's like science fiction can't even keep up with reality anymore.
Right.
And this isn't just in software or anything.
Yeah.
Aragorn had some fascinating examples of how AI is like revolutionizing robotics too.
Totally.
Those security drones IKEA is using in their warehouses
Yeah.
to manage inventory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Crazy, right?
And that toilet cleaning robot, I'll take 10.
Uh-huh. Right.
But that lifelike robot he showed, the one that could pick up stuff, answer questions that felt like a giant leap into the future.
It really blurs the line, doesn't it?
Totally.
And like Aragorn said, that's just the start. He predicted that in 10 years, those really advanced robots will be like as affordable as a car is now. Imagine having a robot that could do your chores, you know, be a companion, help take care of your parents. It's a big deal.
It really makes you wonder how this is going to change, well, everything, how we live, how we work.
Totally.
And speaking of work, Aragorn spent a lot of time on virtual worlds, like Roblox and Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
He called it the age of Gen AI.
Mm-hmm.
These kids growing up immersed in these crazy realistic digital worlds.
It's wild.
And what's fascinating is how these places are becoming more than games.
Oh, for sure.
They're turning into these spaces for creativity, for like entrepreneurship even.
Totally.
Aragorn talked about how on Roblox, for example, the stuff users create, it lets kids design and build their own games, their own experiences.
Yeah.
It's like this glimpse into a future where anyone can be a creator, not just a consumer.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's exciting. But it also brings up some questions, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like Aragorn talked about this whole issue of digital ownership.
Yeah.
How in Roblox, you can buy and sell virtual things, but you don't actually own them. Right, right.
That feels like a pretty big deal we need to sort out.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
As those virtual spaces become more and more a part of our lives, those questions, ownership, privacy, how we govern them, they're going to get more and more complex.
It's a whole new world, honestly, not just technologically, but socially and ethically too.
Absolutely.
It's a lot. And then there's this whole other side of AI that feels like something out of like a superhero movie.
Ah, what's that?
Personal augmentation. Aragorn showed some wild examples of how AI is being used to enhance what people can do.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that gamer playing a video game with her mind using a brainwave headset?
Yeah, that was incredible.
And the guy with quadriplegia who was able to play Super Mario Kart using that Neuralink chip?
Oh, yeah, that was wild.
It's amazing how AI can empower people, help them overcome limitations in ways we never thought possible.
It's credible.
It really feels like we're on the edge of something totally new when it comes to human potential.
I know.
But it also makes you think about what it all means, you know?
Yeah. Aragorn even quoted Elon Musk, who said that we're getting to a point where work might not be a necessity, but a choice.
Wow.
He thinks AI will be handling so much that we'll be free to just like pursue our passions. which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But is it realistic, you think?
It's a future worth aiming for sure. But Aragorn's right. To get there, we need some huge changes.
Totally.
Income inequality, access to education, healthcare. We'd have to figure out what happens with jobs being replaced.
So much to think about.
Yeah.
Aragorn definitely didn't shy away from the challenges, but he seemed really optimistic about the good stuff, too.
Yeah.
He left us with a really thought-provoking question, actually. In this future world that AI is building, what role will we choose to play?
That's the big question, isn't it? Technology is going to keep changing things, but it's up to us to decide what that looks like. It's a real challenge to think about what we value, what we want for the future.
It makes you think about what it even means to be human in this age of, intelligent machines.
Yeah.
Wow. Powerful stuff. This whole deep dive has been a wild ride. It's obvious AI is evolving at an incredible pace, and it's already having a massive impact on us. What's important now is that we pay attention, we stay informed, and we're ready to help shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.